Being a dentisting human is not easy. I should know, I am one. Doing full contact arts and crafts on our patients that do not want to be there can be very stressful. We've created Talking Nachos to share tips, share strategies, share our awesome sponsors that will help you increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times you feel like crying inside a day. The number one KPI in every dentist's life. We also have some really cool things going on at Dental Nachos. We have an in-person C event this fall, the Patient-Centered Care and Profitability Conference. If you would like to get tickets to that conference, Friday, September 30th to Saturday, October 1st, text Travis to 215-543-6454. This is going to be an amazing group of people that are going to help you increase your morale, help you learn how to make more money, help you learn how to help more patients, how to figure out if fee-for-service is right for you, how to get into network with plans that make sense, maybe get out of network with plans that don't make sense, as well as how to talk to patients. It's for dentists, dental students, associates, teams, and anyone who likes hanging around with dentists. So I'm ready for my first guest, and my team is ready to bring them onto our stage. I have the awesome Mary Fisher-Day, one of my favorite names. My awesome wife's name is Mary, and Mary helps dentists make huge life decisions, huge career decisions. She's been on this show before, but just orient our audience, Mary. When you get up every day and make your first cup of coffee, first cup of tea, whatever you have, what do you do to start helping dentists survive, thrive, and not cry?
I'm certainly a coffee girl, by the way. Yeah. So I help dentists transition into or out of practice ownership, and I'm very passionate about that. One thing I wanted to talk about today that I didn't get to prep you for, Paul, is a situation I'm dealing with now with a client, and he's buying a practice, and we keep having the closing pushback. And one of the reasons, well, there's two reasons. One of them is he didn't have disability insurance. I know we've talked about that a little bit online. And he has to have it to close unless you get a special permission. So note to everyone, get your disability insurance as soon as possible. And we've got a great resource here on Nachos.
Awesome.
With Jim. And then second thing is people don't look at the collections. I mean, the credits and the collection percentage, the credits and the AR. So we're having a little problem with the AR.
Tell us, I love these. So first of all, really good advice, Mary. Get disability insurance as early as possible. There are some heartbreaking stories out there of dentists who can never practice again. And if that happens to you, make sure you're taken care of financially. In this scenario, with a practice transition, this dentist is ready to take over and work, but they must show disability insurance. And I'm sure that dentists wish they had got it earlier. Great tip.
They really did. Wish they'd gotten it, especially before they fell and hurt their elbow.
Right. Things out. So now let's talk about AR. You're going to buy a practice, let's say for $1 million, and the practice has $100,000 of accounts receivable. $100,000 outstanding. What is the deal with AR? What's happening here? Share with our audience some value about how this works in transitions.
All right. First of all, when there's two different ways to handle AR typically when you close on a practice, as you know, Paul. One is you buy the AR.
Yeah. Oh, I lost Mary?
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. Sorry, you're back. Yeah, sorry.
All right. So you collect it for the seller or you buy it. I prefer, after many years of doing this, that if possible, my purchasers buy it.
Yeah.
Because the biggest arguments I've seen between buyers and purchasers that ruin the goodwill, by the way, after the practice sale is complete, is about the buyer's staff collecting the seller's old AR. So just try to buy it if you can. You don't buy it for cash at all. You buy it on percentages based on how old it is. But here's the situation where I've noticed more and more that people aren't looking at credits on accounts. It's not being taken into consideration. Do you know if you buy that practice and the credits aren't dealt with, those are your credits now that you have to pay?
Well, I totally see how this could be a problem because this happens in every practice, no matter how meticulous you are. Some random person has an $800 credit for some reason, and now they're going to want to use it, but it wasn't. Now you have to honor, is that's what's happening, and you don't want to honor it because it's from the previous seller.
No, you talk about the negotiations we've gone back and forth on here with this particular, it's $20-something thousand in credits.
This is just an honest question because we're on live Nacho TV. Why doesn't the seller just pay the people of the credit and just be done with it?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That's not how he wants to handle it, or that's not how his advisors want him to handle it either. So let's be honest. I'm going to be very clear here. This seller never cleared anything in AR. He never wrote anything off. His AR total is over $300,000
That's
because think about it. He's been in practice for 40 something years, Of course, if you've never written anything off, but again, I have to give these sellers due. They don't know what they don't know, and their team doesn't know what they don't know. So, but there are $20,000 in credit, and there are state laws saying that this has to be handled.
Well, I hope when you're on Talking Nachos next month, this has been cleared up and they've closed. But what you've brought to the attention here is very frustrating when closing dates get pushed back. I've dealt with that as a broker. I've dealt with it as a buyer. There's a lot of emotion around it. It creates all kinds of challenges. Your family's asking, your friends asking you. So I really appreciate. Sounds like you got two issues here. One that the buyer created without disability insurance, and then one that the seller created. Share with us as we wrap up, Mary, what do you do? You're involved with this deal, and people may not know. How are you involved? You're a consultant. Who's paying you? Tell us a little bit about the details of how your services work.
In this particular instance, I'm a buyer's advocate, buyer's representative. I have his back through the whole thing. I started before he even made the offer. I helped him with negotiating the offer. We saved a good bit of money on that offer, and I'm just helping him through the whole deal, all the points that come up. And where credits are concerned, if they're not settled at closing, the seller should write the buyer a check.
Right. I want to share, I'm going to wrap up, and people can text Mary to 215-543-6454 to get help from you. You're an amazing person, amazing sponsor.
Thank you.
So in this credit thing, if I have credits on my account and as a dentist, and I'm going to work for 10 more years, well, maybe I can provide services that the patient will use for those credits. But if I'm retiring, it's a 50 of one, 6 of one, half dozen of another. It's still the same money. So they're probably just causing challenges when it really mathematically would be the same. So I feel for you, and that's why they're lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you guys.
Awesome, Mary. Come to see us in the fall. Put us on your schedule. Profitability conference. Come hang out in Philadelphia. Get a cheesesteak. Wear a Sixers jersey with Brandon. All of that.
All right. Sounds like fun.
Thank you. So as you can see on Talking Nachos here, these huge life decisions, these career decisions that you make, buying a practice, selling a practice, get help from the right people. I'm ready for my next guest when you guys are ready to bring up. Also, I have Kimberly Pedro with PDS. She's an amazing sponsor. She's been part of our group for a long time. And now we're going to switch gears to something dentists love, right? They don't like talking about all this businessy stuff, Kimberly. You sell CBCTs, technology, stuff that helps people with teeth. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Professional dental services.
Yeah.
Yes, I sell cone beam throughout the United States, along with the DECA CO2 laser. I love helping doctors and providing them with some additional ROI in their practice.
Love that. And you've helped us support so much great CE from the Lou Grahams and the Jeff Horowitz and how people do this. The CBCT, how common is that becoming? Are more and more units getting into general practices? Tell us about these trends.
100%. It's just going to start to be the standard of care, definitely. I have seen, however, some dentists, when they are transitioning from 2D to 3D, it is difficult.
Yeah.
What I like and how I support doctors with that is I add on some additional training. So I offer 8 hours of 8 CE modules, 1 hour each, along with some private sessions with a radiologist.
Oh, awesome. Because that's the common question. Once you get this, now I want to ask you, I like to talk about brands. So I buy New Balance sneakers. Okay. I thought they're pretty cool. Josh Scott told me to get them. Cool for a dad. And I love New Balance, right? It doesn't mean that Nike sneakers do not work. It does not mean that Reebok sneakers stink, but I am proud to be a New Balance user. Maybe they want to sponsor the group one time. I don't know. See if you want that, Nacho team. But tell us about your brand, why you chose this brand in a proud way, because I love to share the why, you chose this specific CT to sell.
It's funny because I get asked to sell other brands all the time, and I just kind of compare the value and what is going to be best for dentists long term. First thing I like is the image quality. Only one on the market that has a 0.3 focal spot.
What's the name of the machine that you sell?
Prexion. So if you're looking at, thanks for asking that. If you're looking at endo, you definitely want a sharper, clearer image. This gives it to you. It includes a 10 full year parts warranty. So for 10 years, if there's any issues with your unit, it's covered.
Awesome. Dentists like that.
There are
Dentists
no
like
viewer cards that are needed. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
well, I say
There's
dentist security with long-term, protection plans. We'll put it that way. That's great.
great fields of view, 100% support. So if you've trained your staff, 6 months, 9 months goes by, you need a refresher, they come in and help again. You have new staff, they come in and help again. That's constant for 10 years. I have doctors who have the Prexion brand now, a cone beam from 15 years ago. Do you know they're not ready to upgrade because they have that same great support and image quality? It's a great product. I'm proud to sell it, really.
Let's talk for a minute in the Nacho world, and you've helped dentists and dental nachos purchase your machine. But let's talk about the person who doesn't have one yet, right? Let's talk about someone who has an office. Maybe they bought an office, like from Mary Fisher Days, works in them, and they said they barely have a Panorex machine. They say, I'm ready to get a CBCT, but I don't do enough implants. Do you need to do enough implants to buy a CBCT? What are some of the other uses you see your clients using it for?
They use it just to simply diagnose every single exam.
Gotcha. And we saw Lou Graham, he uses it for his new, you see some of your dentists using it as the start to the new patient experience for them.
I see a dentist now using, I have one doctor in particular, he uses it on every patient that walks through the door. He was looking at actually closing his practice. He bought this cone beam from me and said, I'm just going to try. If not, I'm closing my practice. His production is now up at least 40%.
I mean, what I'll share is, and maybe I'll use this stories, every time someone does something in your house and they go up into the ceiling or they go into the basement, they find other stuff. And it's stuff you want them to find, right? Stuff.
Yep.
So when we've started using this, we find interesting stuff to share with patients. Sometimes they do something about it. Sometimes it's an endo that we never realized was a problem, but we feel good that we can just share with them more information about their mouth. They appreciate it. They're not always happy that we were so thorough to say this endo's a problem, but they get it. So I think that, when you use the term standard of care, I don't know what time will say this is exactly the standard of care, but what I do know is since implementing in our practice, we've had more fun. We've helped more patients and we feel better about what we do. And I'm sure your clients probably feel the same way.
100% agree. It's a great product. And what's nice also is it comes with viewing software. So that viewing software can be downloaded into all of your operatories. So it's great when you are going over a treatment plan because you can pull that up right there in the office and show the patient. Along with an intraoral camera, it definitely sells the treatment. They get it, they understand.
Now, as we wrap up, I'm going to ask the question all dentists want to know, and really all of us want to know. My wife comes home and she says, I'm going to buy this thing. I say, what's it cost? I say to my wife, I'm going on a golf trip. She says, sure. What's it cost? So while you don't have to share the exact pricing on the Dental Nachos TV, if people text PDS to 215-543-6454, can they get an extra special Nacho deal? Is this stuff they can finance? Tell us a little bit about how the cost can work into their lives.
100% they can finance, 7 years. They can do 6 months, no interest, even $99 payments for 12 months. Right now, with interest rates going up a little bit, I'm saying that I see payments around $1,100 to $1,400 a month, just depending on terms and what they're choosing.
And one of the things that's cool about this, I just think it should be looked at this way in a very positive way, is if you pay $1,500 a month and just as an example, you charge $300 a scan, maybe you charge $500, maybe you charge $200, taking 6, 7, 8 scans pays for your machine. So it's just, you're helping people and you're paying for the machine. It's, there's all things I buy that you have to wait a long time for an ROI. And those are good things too. But with CBCTs, you can just start to immediately see an ROI. You can immediately help more patients and make your office more fun. So I'm proud to have you here, Kimberly. You're one of my favorite people.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Please share in the comments anything more about what you have, and people can text PDS to 215-543-6454 to find out more about you.
Thank you so much, and have a good Memorial Day weekend, everyone.
Awesome. So that's just another thing that I wish I had done earlier. You know, when that implant patient says, I wish I did this overdenture earlier, I shouldn't have, thought about it for so long. I wish we had incorporated CBCT technology into our office in-house earlier. We were using a mobile machine. It was coming to the office when patients had to sign up to get there. And I wish I'd incorporated that earlier. So I encourage you to reach out to Kimberly about that. She's an awesome sponsor. Ready for my next topping or guest when my team is ready to bring, awesome. I have the awesome John from Sleep Group Solutions. So, what's the problem, John? I go to a course on occlusion, right, as a dentist, and I think I'm biting wrong. My whole life, I can't even chew. My dumb mouth wrong. Then I go to one on sleep, and I find out I'm sleeping wrong. So sleep has such a big topic in a very meaningful way. You guys have been great supporters and sponsors of the group. Just orient our group as to who you are and what you do at Sleep Group Solutions.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the opportunity, Paul. This is a big topic in dentistry now, right? I mean, that's like you've talked about, and not only is sleep, like dental sleep medicine, kind of a big thing, and it's certainly you're seeing and hearing about it all over the place, but it has roots and connections to so many other things that you're doing. Can you do ortho today without being conscious of airway? Right. No way. No way. Right. So it's airway has so many connections to other things that you're doing in dentistry. And it may ultimately be a root problem of why you do all these beautiful restorations and then the patient's breaking them and mashing them all up because they can't breathe at night and they're clenching and grinding and they're trying to posture to a better position for sleep and airway. So, what we do at Sleep Group Solutions is help dentists create a successful dental sleep medicine business. And I think that's kind of a key thing right now because, you can go anywhere online and research and find a million different appliances, right? And they're all going to say, oh, I got the best appliance and it's the best thing. And all you got to do is take a bite and here, you're a sleep dentist. What that's led to is a lot of doctors out there who have made one or two oral appliances to treat snoring and sleep apnea, kind of blind, didn't really know what we're doing, but I know a patient asked for it, so I can make one. Why not? Take an impression and protrusive bite and boom, I'm going to make an appliance. And there's a lot of people out there doing it like that, kind of just blind. And, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it to be successful. Our business and our mission is kind of transitioned from, we used to do, and we still do, a ton of courses trying to teach like the basics and the science behind sleep and why you need to be involved. And really now it's, hey, if you're a dentist, you need to be involved. The ADA says you should be involved. You should be screening.
I want to say this. I'm going to steal something from a presenter I heard this weekend that was great. She goes, the ADA said, hey, dentists, go out there and screen for sleep. End of advice, right? They didn't say what to do. They didn't say how to do it. So it was really, I don't know if you've been inside of a general practice. We have a lot of things going on, right? We got people crying, we got people laughing. We're doing full contact arts and crafts. So I think, to pull back for a second on the general practitioners, it's like, hey, go and do this thing. And we're going to give you no help in how to do this thing, right? And I just think I'm so glad that now companies like yours are providing courses and there's other companies and there's awareness. But yes, the ADA is saying we should be doing this for our patients, but that's why I think it's so key that you guys are providing I know you provide courses at all different levels, but can somebody, with the Nacho audience, if someone's listening right now, John, saying, you know what, I should start screening for sleep. Maybe I should start doing this. Maybe I want to make appliances. I don't want to go about it the wrong way. Do you have programs like that can help people at the earliest level of their learning process? Absolutely.
If you've never dabbled in this at all, you're kind of being called on to, then we can absolutely help you get those systems in place to do it the right way. So you're doing what you're obligated to, and you're going to identify a ton of airway problems in your patients. But now you're going to have the tools and systems in place to take them through a path and take them through that journey, through diagnostics, through treatment the right way. So 100%, that's the core function of our company, is to help you build that structure. And that
is provided Nacho scholarships so people can choose a course in their area.
Yep.
Text SLEEP to 215-543-6454. I've been at your courses. Your instructors are fun. Your instructors are funny, and you make it feel like we can do it. And one of the things, I have an amazing group that teaches soft tissue grafting, for perio. Going to these courses doesn't mean you have to become a soft tissue grafting expert. Going to these courses may be that you just return to your practice and have better discussions with your hygienists and patients. And you may refer them to somebody else. And, one of the things I have to share, a few years ago, I thought sleep dentistry was a total scam, John, total scam. I thought it was made up, but I kept it in my head, right? Like a normal person. I wasn't running around, but in my head, I go, this thing's a scam. But we brought in a sleep medicine dentist, and we had patients thanking him, saying, I didn't know I was such an unpleasant person. They used a more PG-13 word. I didn't know I was such an unpleasant person until I got this appliance. And it really made me be like, geez, I need to be more open-minded as a dentist, because I brought in this practitioner, but the way he was changing people's lives, changing people's marriages without picking up a drill, it's just such a cool thing. Are you seeing that with people taking your programs?
Oh, 100%. I mean, and that's the great thing about sleep. It's on the East Coast, it's 1:15 in the afternoon right now. Everybody watching this has seen 2 or 3 sleep apnea patients today, period. Nobody got to avoid that. And that's the cool thing about sleep, is it's so prevalent. It's literally everywhere. And these people have so many symptoms that we need to screen for and identify. But if we can offer them therapy, and we can be that key to unlock it and figure out what their primary care has missed and what their other healthcare providers have missed, the resolution is immediate oftentimes, and they're overwhelmingly grateful if you can be the one that solves the mystery and gives them their life back, because depending on how severe they are, they're really debilitated. It's impacting.
Dr. David Slobodinsky, who's moving to being a retired age dentist, but he was the one working with us, and he's just a very funny guy. And he said, 30 years, no one's thanked me for any of my crowns or composites, but people are hugging me when I don't pick up the handpiece, and just embrace that, right? I mean, I don't know, people drilling on teeth, quite stressful, John. It's quite stressful drilling on the second molar back here. So why not kind of put some time into a different type of way to help patients? And as we wrap up here, talk to this person, John. Someone's watching and saying, I want to get into this. When they go to these courses, and you're so generous to offer a scholarship, what are they going to learn? Can they go if they know nothing? Can they go and say, I'm a general dentist, I got a hygienist, I want to do this? Are they prepared to go to these courses?
Absolutely. And yes, you're prepared. There's really nothing you need to do, preliminary to come in and get started. And I think one of the best things about this, and I've worked with, people in the craniofacial pain fields and all that stuff, where it's a lifetime of learning and all these different camps and theories and do it this way or do it that way. Sleep is really straightforward. It's really understandable. It's something you can come learn about, go turn around and implement very, very quickly if you choose to. So yeah, I mean, if you never touched it, you've never made a sleep appliance, come to a course, learn about it. At the very least, you're going to help yourself, your friends, your family. You've got a dozen people in your circle, right? In your very tight circle of friends and family from your practice that you can help right away. And if you decide to do this in a bigger way and offer it to patients and really, build a nice adjunctive business to your dental practice with this, then we'd love to help you do it.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. People can text SLEEP to 215-543-6454. Really appreciate your support.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, John. So as you guys can see here, we talk about career transitions. We talk about CBCTs. We talk about thinking about your patients in a different way you can help them. And I'm ready for my next guest when my team is ready to bring them up. I have saved what dentists love for our final guest today, saving money on supplies. So Brad, share with us who you are, and you're an awesome new sponsor of the group, and what you do at Source Club.
Absolutely. So it's nice to meet everybody. My name is Brad Freeman, and I'm the CEO and founder of Source Club. We are a strategic sourcing partner for dental organizations of all size. Our focus and mission here is delivering offices the supplies they readily use, love, and know at the absolute best prices possible. In layman's terms, though, so we're not actually a supplier. We're more of that middleman negotiator. So in layman's terms, we're pretty much a hybrid between a group purchasing organization like a GPO and a buying group. We kind of take the best of both scenarios and merge them into what we are here at Source Club.
Awesome. Well, I love this, but I know my dentist people. They want to save money, Brad, but they're also very negative. Okay, it's a double-edged sword that's very hurtful because they want to save money, but they're also very negative. So let me play the role of that dentist. Brad, I'm already getting the best supplies. I got a $1.2 million practice. I'm already getting the best deal on supplies. Why would I use it? I'm getting the best deal on supplies. I'll send you my supply bill. Will you analyze it for me?
Absolutely. And so before any member joins on to Source Club, the first thing that we always offer them is a free savings analysis. We're so confident in our pricing. We're so confident in our suppliers and our product lines that regardless whatever the brand is, regardless whatever type of supply that is, we are so confident that our pricing is so aggressive that we provide a free savings analysis to anybody that is potentially.
I want to ask again, Brad, because I'm a dentist. How much does a savings analysis cost me?
Absolutely nothing. We offer that free before anybody joins.
So it sounds like if I send you my bill from XYZ Supply Club or Big Three suppliers and this, and I'm spending $6,200 a month on supplies, you're either going to say that's the lowest price possible. Good job, Paul. Or I can save you money. So it sounds like nothing bad could happen if I send you the free savings analysis. Is that accurate?
That's exactly it. So it's essentially a risk-free evaluation, right? Before you join, before you sign on with us, can you actually save money with us, right? And so the idea being is we'll actually look at those invoices or that purchase history. We'll go line by line on every single item that you buy, regardless of the brand or the manufacturer or the type of product. And we'll show you, hey, if you're ordering this certain 3M widget or this certain Dentsply widget, we have that same product through our suppliers at this price point, and we can actually calculate the savings that your organization would be able to achieve by joining Source Club. Our average member is saving, between 25 and 35% annually. We just closed a single office location out in North Carolina. We were able to save them 40% annually, so just over $25,000 a year on their supply expenses.
And what's kind of cool about this is the sense, and this is true, it's very exhausting to be a dental practice owner. COVID's still hanging around. Team members tough to get. Costs are higher. So this is just this bright spot of maybe I'll save money on stuff I need anyway, right? And if you're saving $20,000 a year, over 10 years, that's $200,000. Maybe you take yourself on a fancy vacation, you put it in your 401k, you go buy more nachos. But what I think I'm sharing with my practice owners more than you, Brad, is look into these things because they're the things that increase both your morale and money. Someone came to me and said, my TV bill could be $42 less next month. It's not going to change my life, but I think, okay, that's $480 a year, $496 a year over 5 years, this money. And that just helped my morale. So my instinct is when you think of your success stories, are the dentists not only saving money, but also you made them happier as people?
Absolutely. And so you kind of mentioned, that $20,000 saved over the course of time. But what we're seeing a lot of our clients do as well is reinvesting back into their practice, right? Reinvesting in marketing. And so not only do they have the potential to save this money and put it in their pocket, they have the opportunity to reinvest it back in their practice on marketing or new technology or equipment, expanding operatories, different scenarios to actually overall increase their profitability within their organization. And so the cool part about it is we don't only just save money, right? So the idea being is most organizations are ordering from, certain distributors or direct manufacturers. And the way they place those orders are through multiple different avenues, whether it be email or I guess if fax orders are still a thing, or calling their reps or logging into multiple different websites. When our members actually join on with us, they actually get complimentary access to a procurement software. So we give our members free access to this procurement software so that they can procure all the supplies that they need in one centralized location, one centralized platform. No sending multiple emails or logging on to different websites.
You're streamlining it. You can outsource your supply annoyance too. That's just an added bonus. So
absolutely.
I love what you guys do. I appreciate you guys being a sponsor of the group. I know we're going to see more from you. People can text Source to 215-543-6454. And you've also baked in a little Nacho discount as well. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We have. So for any dental Nacho members out there, we're offering a $500 discount on our annual membership.
Oh, that's really kind of you. I appreciate it. Well, great talking to you. You're going to be on this show again. Hang around backstage. Have a great rest of the day.
Appreciate it.
So there's our awesome episode. Bring up the Travis text code. I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to kindly annoy you. I went to see Dr. Travis Campbell last week in Atlanta. He's an amazing speaker. What he shares about how to figure out how dental insurance works for you, whether you're totally fee for service or a network with 47 plans. He's doing that in Philadelphia. You're going to meet new friends. You're going to develop your business. You're going to just hang out with awesome people. So please put this on your calendar and text Travis to 215-543-6454 to join us.